Hey guys, Kyle from Investor here. Just going to go over really quick what we can expect in the market. It looks like the trade that we were talking about yesterday played out. So we're going to try to find our next move so we can make some more profits. Well, so right now I'm looking at the DXY because it's really important to track the DXY before you start your trading. So right now we can see that like Bitcoin's trying to retest this downtrending level of resistance, trying to get back in for a potential breakout. Now, if it does break out, it would be kind of a nightmare for Bitcoin. If anyone knows how to get the price target from a W, basically you pull from the support to the neckline, drag it up through here, put it on top of the neckline, and that gives us a target of an increase of, let's see, 13.5% for the US dollar. It has been that high before in the past. You can see here. And, if it brings us back up to here, there's a lot of resistance at this level. So it's not going to be easy for the US dollar to go any higher, especially with what's going on with the economy. But that's a big maybe. Now, if it gets rejected off of this downtrending level of resistance here and doesn't pull through, switch over to the hourly. Sorry. Switch over to the daily. All right. So yeah, if this candle prints basically the way it is, or it gets a little bit lower, I'll be happier about that. So if it gets a little bit lower, this is going to look like a hammer. So those are typically fairly bearish, and they could bring us right back down to this moving average, which is the 50 moving average here. Sorry guys, I forgot which moving average I had up. But yeah, so if it gets back down to the 50 moving average and it retests it, it'll make it weaker and more likely to break to the downside. But we have to pay like a lot of attention to this while we're trading Bitcoin right now, because it's make it or break it for the US dollar right now. And if it makes it, then it's going to be very bearish for Bitcoin because everything is against the US dollar. But if we get rejected here and it closes the way it is, we're more likely to continue to go down, and it's going to be very bullish for Bitcoin. But now we're just going to switch over to the Bitcoin chart really quick. So this is the Bitcoin daily. Sorry for all the noise. I trade a lot, so here we go. So yesterday we were talking about the hourly chart and the broadening wedge formation. If we were break to the downside, what kind of target we could expect. The target I expected was to be about like 30,050. And this was the first take profit zone right about here because of local support. And if it acted as local support again, it just cut right through it this time. But you always want to be safe and have multiple take profits. Now, we destroyed our target. But now we kind of like overkilled, and we're now right below what I see as uptrending level of support broken. And if this continues the way it is and we don't get back above, we could see it go right down to, well, technically the target could be pretty catastrophic, around like $22,000. But we have a lot of support along the way that we need to look out for. And you can tell by how concrete the support level is by using the VPVR and by looking at the order books and see what other people are doing with their limit orders. And if you see a lot of limit orders in one spot, you can expect a reversal at that spot. But yeah, we need Bitcoin to get right back above this, or else we're going down for lower prices to trade. Lower prices sounds terrible, guys, but if you're a trader, that means you can make more money off of smaller moves. And I talk about this quite often in my group. If you were to trade like a $6,000 move to try to get 10% while Bitcoin's $60,000 each, you have to depend on that $6,000 move. Right now, we only have to depend on like a $3,000 move to make the same amount of money. Now, if Bitcoin goes down to $22,000, we'd only have to depend on a $2,200 move in order to make 10%. So yes, it sucks that it's going down. It could go down to 22,000, but it's a great opportunity to not only buy and hold, not financial advice, but it's also a great opportunity to do more trades, because trading at those levels, there's going to be a lot of volatility. It's probably not going to be down there for very long, but it's a great income earning opportunity. But it's not over yet. We got to wait until we see how this plays out, especially on the daily. If we get this red candle to close back inside here, hopefully a little bit higher, so there's more room for the next candle. We can see, this playing out to be bullish. But yeah, we have about 8 hours left on the daily. And if we go over to the 4-hour candles, we kind of want to see that go back inside as well. But yeah, we can dissect it on the hourly. So right now, there's no real trade signal that I can give you. There was one here with this W, but we're basically seeing it act as support of the neckline. And if we were to try to get the conservative target, sec here, we probably already hit the conservative target. Yeah, and it was in confluence with the resistance, which is also a bad sign. And if we get the non-conservative target off the wicks, we hit that as well. So even the retest, it's kind of, this trade has already gone by, and it came and it went. So now we have to wait for Bitcoin to paint us a new picture. But in the macro scale, if you're in a short position right now, you're still holding this short position, I would recommend, moving your stop loss into the profit zone around, like, let's say right around 30,600. Keep it there, so it's less likely to get hit. If we get rejected here and it goes down further, then you can move your stop loss further into the profit zone, back in roughly around like this formation, because if it gets back inside the formation, then it invalidates the short trade, but you would have taken profits already, and you can take some profits at support levels as well. But your goal is to try to accumulate as much profits as possible. So like moving your stop loss further and further and further into the into the profit zone, as Bitcoin may be approaching 22,000, that would be a legendary trade. You make quite a bit of money off that. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much everything I've got for you. Sorry I wasn't able to give you any real signal here, but there's a lot to pay attention to before we can make a concrete call right now. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me on Discord, and have yourself an amazing day. Thanks, guys.